Yo, 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 what it do, my fellow cardists, cardicians, magicians, enthusiasts, and collectors alike? I'm your boy, Eddie Cruz. This is the Riffle Status, and today I bring to you the most iconic deck in playing cards history, shattering records and shattering people's bank accounts along the way, and rightfully so. The first playing cards, V2 by Chris Ramsey. Now cue that B-roll. If you were unable to get your hands on this deck, do not fret, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, there's 30,000 decks, everybody got one. There's 2 million followers of Chris Ramsey, and bricks were sold, a lot of them. So you do the math, 30,000 decks times 12 decks in a brick, like that's, if everybody bought a brick, that's less than 3,000 people. Out of 2 million, that a lot of people didn't get this deck. All right, I was very lucky and fortunate enough to get so many, which is why I'm trying to give back. I'm gonna be giving away one of these brand new in the cellophane, unopened, the first edition V2 playing cards by Chris Ramsey. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to learn how you can win one of these decks. Also, in my next video, I will be revealing the winner of the White Crown deck. You need to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring-a-ling-a-ling that bell so you know when the video is announced to watch the video, because I will be announcing the winner in that video. So make sure you do all that good stuff. Plus, it really helps the channel out. It will help me grow so I can give you guys the best possible content, because like I always say, You guys matter. Without you, there is no YouTube, so I couldn't survive without you. With that being said, thank you very, very much. If you are already a subscriber here, welcome back to the channel. You already know how we do. If you're new here, you're in for a treat. I really hope you like the content. We're always doing giveaways. I've got like 10 Kickstarter decks on the way. I've got the Bunt 18, the new releases by them coming out. They should be here any week. I've got the pop camos. I got so many decks that are on their way from Kickstarter. This is just a great channel. Stay tuned to the end of the video, learn how you can win one of these. Without further ado, let's get into these. First playing cards, V2 Chris Ramsey. All right, so beautiful tuck case. This cigar band that wraps around the entire deck is beautiful. You couldn't get more plain than this, but with still maintaining such elegance. You have the cigar band wrapping all the way around with the first cutout, same as the V1s. However, you have black matte instead of white, which in my opinion makes that gold pop so much more. You have nothing on the sides, as you can see, and nothing on the top of the tuck flap. On the bottom, you do have First Playing Card Company by Chris Ramsey. On the tuck flap, you do have Chris Ramsey's logo with the snake wrapping around, spelling the C and the R. And the tuck flap is just a little bit longer than standard for your typical USPCC playing cards. It's almost like the Expert Playing Card Company, where they have that really long tuck flap. This is not quite as long, but it's definitely a little bit longer than standard. Inside the tuck flap, you have the beautiful gold bars that have the first cut out of them. Very, very gorgeous, beautiful. That's enough of the tuck case. First things first, let me show you the back design. The very same back design as the V1s with some minor tweaks. You still have the CR kind of in the Louis Vuitton shape, where the LV in Louis Vuitton is upside down and so forth, and then right side up kind of next to each other, which makes for a two-way design. This deck is not marked. It's not a bad thing. You know, this deck is perfectly fine the way it is. It's excellent. So you do have these cigar bands that protrude into the borders, just like the Orbit cards, which I'm sure Chris Ramsey, being a cardist and a magician, he added that. I'm sure he got the inspiration from Chris Brown in the Orbit decks. Chris Brown is a very, very good friend of his, so I'm sure that had something to do with the design of the cards, and not to mention it just looks great in flourishes. That's probably the best thing I've seen in a deck of cards to help with fanning. You have this gold border going around the outside edge of the playing cards. In the V1s, it was a thin line. In this one, it is a lot more chunky and definitely thicker, which makes for way better fans. All in all, in my opinion, this deck, like I said, blows the V1s out of the water. I do like the black on the gold a lot better. To me, it makes it pop. I do love that thick band going around versus the thin line, and I do like the black background. It just makes these cards pop. The Jokers. In the V1s, it was Chris Ramsey's logo, the CR. He was trying to do a lot of branding and kind of promote himself, but I think he's already gotten so big now that he just kept it simple, and a lot of times simple is better. So one of my favorites, we have identical Jokers with the big gold block bar, the cigar band with the first cut out of it. These are very elegant, very simple yet elegant. That's pretty much the whole concept behind these cards, was how simple can you keep a deck with just maintaining pure elegance. Identical Jokers, very beautiful. The V1s came with a blank card and the extra 4 of spades. With this one, you get no blank card. You do get the 4 of spades. However, you do get the gold inlaid snake as an ad card, which is, I hate ad cards in my opinion. To me, I'm like, I already bought the deck. Why do I need an ad card? I know what deck I'm looking at, and I know what company who made it because I bought the deck. So this is nice. And I believe the inspiration behind this came by David Blaine. David Blaine, a lot of his decks, he incorporates animals, alligators, the lions, obviously, different things. And You know, I believe that that's where the inspiration came from. Chris Ramsey in the CR has a snake, so obviously this was his animal of choice, was the snake. It just makes perfect sense, and it's a very beautiful looking card. Great for collectors, something to take out of the deck and kind of put on the wall, like behind me. This will definitely go on that for sure. Another note to add is that this deck of cards comes in not your traditional new deck order. It comes in mnemonic stack, or close to. You do need to cut the deck one time and you will be in that mnemonic stack. If you don't know what mnemonic stack is, that's not for me to tell you. Your court cards are a little bit different in this version. The V1s, your court cards, the faces were almost ghosted out. They were very, very white, where in this one you still do have color. So in the V1s, it almost washed the faces out, and they were really, really hard to at first glance kind of see. These are a lot better. You do have the black with the gold and kind of like this grayish brown color. Not your traditional colors, just enough to make these decks custom, but still easily readable for Magic, which, you know, knowing Chris Ramsey, that's definitely what he was going for. He wanted something that was custom, but could still be used for Magic and for cardistry, and he did a very, very good job on this deck of cards. It is my favorite deck of cards, and not just because it's Chris Ramsey's, but because it is absolutely beautiful. Hats off to you, Chris Ramsey. Hats off. Also to note, you do have a card reveal in the King of Hearts. There it is. You have a 7 of Diamonds card reveal. If you can see that, it doesn't actually have the 7, but it does have the 3 diamonds on each side and 1 in the middle towards the top. So you do have a 7 of Diamonds reveal in the King of Hearts, which is very, very nice. And last but not least, your Ace of Spades. The trademark to just about every deck is your Ace of Spades. What's it look like? That's one thing. You look at your jokers, you look at your gaff cards, and then you immediately go towards your Ace of Spades. You have your standard Ace Pip, nice big and fat in the middle, with the first logo, the cigar band with the first cut out of it right in the middle. The gold foil is really just, I will tell you this, they feel like any other deck of standard USPCC crush stock cards. However, they tended to clump on the fans. They weren't, something about them was off. And it's the gold foil. When you have gold foiling on a card, not even just gold, when you have any foiling on a deck of cards, you're gonna kind of sacrifice a little bit of what the aesthetics of the card versus the actual ergonomics of the card and how they handle. So it's kind of a trade-off. However, once I did break the cards in, they started to fan so much better. Everything else right off the rip already felt great with the cards. The only difference was the fans. It's just the gold. You have to bend it. It's thick on the top of the card, so you have to break the cards in order for them to handle right. But other than that, beautiful job. The cards handle amazing. They handle like any other USPCC crush stock cards. So that is it for my review on the first playing cards V2. I hope you enjoyed that. I waited a long time for this deck of cards, as well as a lot of you. I owe 2 years for these deck of cards to come out, and then once they were ordered, like another month to get here. So that was a rough, long month, but hey, it finally came. The giveaway. Alright, in order to win not this deck, but a brand new sealed deck of First Playing Cards V2 by Chris Ramsey, the same deck here. In order to win this, we need to hit 300 subscribers on the channel. You need to like this video. Obviously, you need to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, because that's going to help the subscriber count go up. You need to ring that bell, alright, so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm doing giveaways all the time. You also need to like the video, share the video, because the more people that see this video, the more people are going to subscribe to the channel. So therefore, the sooner we're going to hit that benchmark of 300 subscribers, and the sooner I can give away this deck. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I'm your boy Eddie Cruz. This is the Riffle Status. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm always glad to have you guys here. It's a pleasure working with you. And without further ado, deuces.